Hey, Paul, guess what I have?
Another question.
Yes. Did you ever get writer's block, and how did you get through it?
So, writer's block, I mean, let's clarify something. Writer's block is when you feel like writing, but you just can't write. You can't get the story going. As opposed to just not feeling like writing on a day and taking a day off and doing something different.
You would never do that.
I would never do that.
Fallout 76.
Yeah. So yeah, the only real book that stumped me was I did Mercerian Tales: The Making of a Man, and I knew that I wanted to tell the backstory of one of the secondary characters in the Heir to the Crown series, but I couldn't come up with his story arc, and it took me quite a while to realize how to bookend his story.
So what did you do? Like, did you try writing different things?
I tried a couple of things. One was just, mostly I go back to outlining, or sometimes I just need, because I've always got several books on the go and ideas on the go, sometimes I'll just sit down and come up with new ideas for new storylines that are even unrelated, just to get my mind out of it. And sometimes just coming back to it and sitting down and looking at it is enough to kind of give me an idea where to continue.
So, one was The Making of a Man, and it was like a light bulb went off. Do you remember that? I remember that day.
Yeah, I realized that the story of Richard Fitzwilliam, was really the story about his relationship with his father.
Yes.
How it evolves over time. So it was better to bookend that. It starts with his birth, of course, and then it ends when his father finally passes, and that was a nice bookend to the storyline.
But that wasn't just it. I mean, what really was is you paralleled Beverly's story.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was an idea I'd had before. Beverly has a very clear arc, but Beverly's story is not possible without what happened to her father, Fitz. And so I wanted to... There are several scenes that are similar, but different in a very distinct way. I won't give away spoilers. And that's kind of what made it easier to write, in a sense. Because he went through this, he knew that he wouldn't put his daughter through the same thing later.
Yeah, it's like I was raised this way, I will not raise my kids that way.
Yeah.
Now, you had another book that you struggled with, and I would say that was Honor Thy Ancestors. Again, a side story. There's a little bit harder because they're not following the narrative of the plot of the whole series. They're often...
Yes. And for that one, I think that's the one I decided I want to try writing in first person.
You did? I don't even know whether you ever showed
it just didn't work.
So that's how you found out you need to be a third-person author.
Yeah, I have nothing against first person, but it creates difficulties because you're really only telling things from one point of view. Now, I've done that to a certain extent with the Power Ascending series, but it is more challenging because you can't just flip scenes to the bad guy to understand their motives and motivations. So you have to concentrate on the main character. Sometimes I go a little off the side with some side characters, right?
Yes.
It does make it more challenging to write.
When you talk about point of view, do you think anybody knows the unique point of view of the Heir to the Crown series? I think you can share it here, but it's unique.
So, Heir to the Crown is
the story of
the rise to power of Anna, the main character, but it's almost never told from her point of view. Yeah. There's, I think, 2 scenes. And it's, it's always from the point of view of the people around her, because I almost could have called it The Power Behind the Throne, right?
Yes.
Because but then again, that wouldn't be correct, because she is the power. Her advisors advise, but she's the one that ultimately makes the choices.
Yeah. Then the 2 scenes are because she's by herself and things have not gone well.
Well, one of them is done like a dream sequence,
yes.
right? So that has to be done for the story to progress.
Shadow of the Crown, the only book in 11 books where you kind of hear what she's thinking.
Yeah. Oh, well, there is one scene in Heart of the Crown.
Is there?
Yeah, when she sees the Grey Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But that's done once again like a dream. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.